For Lucas, a husband and father of two, Christmas is more than a holiday. It's a reminder of everything he loves and everything he almost lost.
Our unit would find an IED almost every single day. So every bump you're going on, it's like, is that IED? Is that IED? You don't know which person is gonna throw a grenade at you. You don't know which vehicle is coming at you to blow you up. And I'm like, I don't want to die up here.
Long before he was a Marine, Lucas dreamed of serving in the military.
As a kid, I watched Rambo. I was like, oh, cool. He was tough and he could take care of himself. I pictured myself like that because I had to figure out things on my own.
The youngest in a broken home, Lucas grew up a loner, always afraid that one day he'd become like his father.
We'd always heard stories that he had murdered people and that he was gonna try to kill us. Seriously, my own dad wants to kill me? That's pretty messed up. And then the thoughts would get to me. He was alcoholic, drug addict, so I always thought in my head, oh, I have this addictive personality as well. Maybe I would kind of turn out like him.
So he prayed every night, hoping he'd be saved.
I read the Bible every day. I knew that it talked about sin a lot and that you can go to hell for sinning. So I repented my sins every single night. It just brought even more fear into the mix.
At 18, he joined the Marine Infantry. As a patrol driver, he didn't see much action. Until one night, when his squad was attacked.
I just wake up to these tracers over my head and just machine gun fire. Just bullets flying everywhere and you don't know where it's coming from. It was like, God, please help me now. Then everything stops. And that was like really frightening for me. Shortly after that, I started noticing that my memory was going, and I was getting more fearful, angry, and the vigilance would just get up, and I'd be paranoid. My way of escaping was suck it up. You know, that was like a motto, suck it up, everything. You know, you're tired, hungry, cold, don't show it. You know, it's weakness.
And when he returned stateside, he began self-medicating.
Something was missing and there was something off, and so I drank to cope with that. I would drink every single day.
Just before his second tour, Lucas married Ashley. He hid his symptoms and drinking until shipping off to Fallujah as a team leader ready to train Iraqi soldiers.
2 huge vehicle-borne IEDs blew up 2 police stations. Dead babies everywhere, there's dead kids and just people blowing up and constantly bringing ambulances to and from to grab all the people. Some of my friends had changed and they kept complaining of smelling burning babies and stuff. And past appointment, you know, they tell you to suck it up and now I'm the guy. It's like, no, just suck it up. You know, you're not smelling dead babies, you're just smelling the burn pit.
But upon returning home to Ashley, he could no longer bury his fears.
If there was like a cardboard box or debris on the road, he would swerve like a madman because he thought that there was a bomb underneath it. If we go to a restaurant, he had to sit in a place where he could see the whole room in case someone was gonna attack us.
I started having nightmares and I was sweating. I always had my hand on my knife, even in church. Like I'm playing out in my head how I'm gonna get to this guy and stab him, like in church.
I knew immediately that he had PTSD, but he didn't believe me.
Back to that whole Rambo thing. He could take care of himself. I can take care of myself. So I don't need anybody helping me. I've got it.
The only thing I could do is pray. I was like, God, please just have him be aware of it, please.
Eventually, Lucas agreed to counseling where he was diagnosed with PTSD and medicated. 4 years later, he was working as an insurance manager, raising twins, and still battling PTSD. To cope, he began drinking more, but his symptoms only intensified.
Too proud to ask for help. And ashamed, I guess. The person that I didn't want to become was kind of who I was becoming.
Then one night, Lucas got drunk at a Christmas party. When Ashley refused to let him drive, he lost it.
You effing B, you effing B. And he just kept repeating that. He grabbed my hair and he smashed my face in the middle console. I just was screaming for him to get out. I just wanted him out. It was over.
Lucas took off and Ashley drove home. The next day, he had no memory of what had happened. Then, Ashley confronted him and left with the kids.
I basically just turned into my dad. I was heartbroken that I did that and that I screwed up the family. And on the Christmas tree, there was a picture of my kids, and I looked at them and it just like melted my heart. So I said to God, I said, you know, I screwed this up, but if you can fix it, I'll give it to you.
Lucas quit drinking and sought counseling. And for the first time in his life, he felt no fear.
I felt like a peace, and I was kind of infatuated with this peace. Like, this is pretty nice. Just gradually, I could tell that things were changing.
And when Ashley spoke with Lucas on the phone, she noticed something was different.
He dramatically changed, and he had like this confidence that everything was going to be okay and God was going to take care of it, and it made me angry because I'm like, you know, I'm divorcing you, like you've ruined our whole family, like this is not okay. And finally, I got on my knees and I cried out to God, God, you have to do something. It's like I felt a break. And I just knew that God had fixed it. I could love him again.
Together, Lucas and Ashley learned to trust God and each other. And through that trust, Lucas has found freedom from fear.
God healed me. He needed me to let go of myself and just to fully trust in him. God was the only way.
There's nothing else out there that can really fix your marriage, your life, your heart, your mind, like God. If you really do surrender yourself and yield to God, he will restore things and make them better than they've ever been.